Okay, YouTube, this is the 12-step trader. I'm still sober and I'm still trading. I had a great day today. Got some chores done, got my hair cut, just had dinner with my sponsor. He had dinner. I bought my dinner to go home and eat. Haven't yet journaled today. I'm going to do that. But it was a good day. But I failed my day 4 stop loss challenge. I took 3 trades today. The first one I lost. Second one I won. Second one was a 1-to-1 R&R profit, so I was scratched. So I went back in. But the market mid-morning got overly excited, impulsive, bad trade. It was a bad trade, and that wasn't the problem. I went back to look at my trade to check on it a little bit later, and I noticed I was in drawdown more than 2%, and I didn't know how that happened. So I jumped the gun and entered the trade too soon, all hyped up because the market was moving. We had red folder news today, and there's some macro stuff coming out. And I didn't do a good job at planning that trade. I didn't plan that trade at all, and jumped right in. I thought I reduced my position, but I think I just widened the pips on my stop, because volatility had gotten higher. It was like 9:30, quarter till 10, and the market was moving, and so I knew I had to widen my stop to a more appropriate level. But I didn't cut my position in half, and so I got draw down and stopped out at 4%. Unacceptable, not good. That counts as a fail. I got to start over. I'm going to start over tomorrow on day 1 of not moving my stop loss. I'm also going to reduce that stop loss to 1%. I'm not making successful trades, so that kind of turns me into what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do here. If I want what they got, now remember, I'm trying to take a 12-step mindset and drape it over my trading. I'm trying to work the 12 steps on my trading, and step 1 is I can't control the market, so I shouldn't predict the market. I'm trying to predict the unpredictable. I can't, at this point in time, I can't control my emotions, and there's a few things that I can't control. And risk management, my stop loss is probably at the very top of things that I can control. And step 2, there are other people out there successfully day trading. There are successful traders. So why don't you try to do what they're doing, and maybe you might be able to get what they got. Right? Sounds logical. Sounds smart. I'm really smart. So if I'm getting honest, I have to ask myself, are you doing what everyone else is doing? So when I first got sober, I only knew one thing. I knew 1 or 2 things. I knew that I couldn't go 1 day without a drink, and I knew that this not drinking stuff wasn't going to be fun. And I was wrong about that second part. I've been able to have fun while not drinking, and that first part, turned into, eventually, I got over 15 years of not drinking. But in the beginning, I knew I could not go 1 day without drinking, and I had some willingness to sit down, shut up, and do what everybody else was doing. All these other guys, they were happy, they looked successful, they looked content. How'd they do it? How'd they do it? So I'm just going to approach trading the same way. And I did in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm like, what are day traders need to do to be profitable? And you told me, boom, boom, boom. YouTube, Google, you told me, everybody, do this, do that, do that. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I just got hooked in gambling and addictive, whatever it was. I don't need to do this. I'm smarter. Just went down the rabbit hole. And when you find yourself in a hole, quit digging. So I'm gonna try to trust the process. I'm gonna try to get to a point to where I can honestly ask myself, am I doing the things that successful traders do? Yes or no? And I got to be honest with myself. And then I'm challenged. I have the balls in my court. I have a challenge. Are you willing to do some of the things that these guys are doing? And yes, I think I'm willing. And after I make that commitment, now I'm left with the emotional muck. Well, then why aren't you doing it? Well, because I want it now. Now. Well, time takes time, right? So I'm willing to do what these guys are what they're doing, the successful people. I'm willing to surrender to the process. I don't have a great process right now. I have an idea. I have a pretty good idea of what the process is. Just off the cuff, successful day traders, they have a routine. They have a daily routine. They have a strategy. They plan the trade. They take care of their mind and body. They know when to trade, when not to trade. They know what over trading is. They have ways for risk management. They have ways to stop themselves out when they get emotionally on tilt or they do something silly. They have a daily limit. They journal. All these things. So I have almost an endless amount of things that I could be doing to improve. And with this first suggestion, I was cutting myself some slack. Say, look, you don't have to do all these suggestions perfectly tomorrow or today. You don't have to do that. It's going to take, I finally surrendered. You guys told me that it took 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before you were even break even and scratch. And then it took another 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before you started seeing consistent behavior and consistent profits. And I've kind of surrendered to that time frame in this process. This YouTube thing, it's been pretty nice. It's kind of pulled my brain off the process a little bit. I'm sorry. It's pulled my brain off the profits a little bit, the P&L. And the process has become much more of a focus. Enjoy the process. Get your dopamine rewards on whether or not you followed the process. I've been excited to go home and journal and take notes and write things down. I've been looking at my behavior and trading completely different. Do I have a good space to trade, like an office? No, I got a bedroom. It's dirty as hell. I need to clean my bedroom up. I've been doing laundry and taking the trash out and paying attention to, if you want to be a disciplined trader, you've got to practice discipline in all areas of your life. And I get that. That makes sense. So I've been trying to do that. Today, I geeked out again. Didn't get up super early. Don't even really think I prepared a plan to start trading today, and it didn't take long. It didn't take long at all, and I was mesmerized by the candles. And then I went stupid, and I was quick to jump into another trade, FOMO, and I didn't appropriately set my stop loss, and that counts. That's a failure. That's a relapse. Redo. Go back to zero. So what was really awesome was I immediately texted my sponsor and told him I screwed up. Tried to explain what happened. And then he texted me back and he's like, well, did you do it on purpose? And I'm like, what do you mean did I do it on purpose? I didn't screw up on purpose. But I screwed up, and I noticed and caught it immediately when I went into drawdown. That was more than 2%. And it's because I was trying to trade when I shouldn't have been trading, and got whimsical, and I placed it was a bad trade, and so anyhow I failed. But I texted him. This is the awesome part. As soon as I texted him and told him what I did, I also wrote in there that I'm done for the day, and I've done that like three or four times now, and it's just holding me accountable to another human being. That's it. No more trades today. When I keep all this stuff inside, and it's all up here in my head, and I'm working my own program, it doesn't work like that. AA and the 12 steps. The 12 steps. They're not, it's a we program. It's most definitely a we program. I get drunk, we stay sober. And so I shared with him, but what was really awesome is when I said, I'm done trading for the day, I had this feeling, this wonderful feeling. I knew that I was not going to place a trade for the rest of the day. I felt more in control. Like there is a very, very high probability that I was going to make it the rest of the day. Not till close, not till Asian session opens up, but go to bed, wake up the next day after midnight, new trading day, and I'll try it again. I'll stay on this process again. I knew when I texted him that was something that I could achieve and accomplish, and that made me feel really, really good. That's why I won today. That's why I won. So anyhow, checking in. Big failure today. I'm gonna start over, and doing this and using you guys as accountability partners and checking in with you and trying to stay focused on the process. I've been getting endless ideas of what's the next suggestion, what's the next suggestion. I'm a little afraid and scared that I just start throwing all these suggestions and implementing, right away, and I get overwhelmed, and then I give up or I step back or something. Time takes time. 14 days. Can I go 14 days? The quicker I make it to 14 days, the quicker I can pull up the next suggestion. And I already got a pretty good idea at that. That's no trading outside of trading hours. I've got some set trading hours, and that I think that will fit into my schedule. Those are my trading hours, and no trading outside of those hours. That's going to be my next suggestion. So hopefully I'm still making videos when that time comes, but we'll see. One day at a time, right? One day at a time. Easy does it, but do it. And other than that, I think I covered what I really wanted to say. I'm going to go home and journal today. I'm still learning on journaling. I'm still learning, what's good information to write down about the trades, about my emotional state. I still need to work on and develop planning the trade before the trade. I'm struggling with my desire to go to a higher time frame or a lower time frame based on my schedule. They people talk about their style. You got to find a style, and I don't think I'm using this strategy appropriately. The MACD and the volume and trend lines, whatever it is. So I got to I got to spend some time on that. The weekend's coming up, 3-day weekend. Maybe do some back testing. I just keep that in front of me. What's my strategy? What's a trading plan look like? I've felt real comfortable with only 2 or 3 trades a day, and that's surprising. That's really surprising. But I think that's all you need. Less is more. The 80-20 rule, 80%, 20%. 20% is actually trading and pushing buttons, and 80% is everything else. Planning, preparation, review, journaling, just basic daily chores and self-care. And I'm starting to enjoy that. Get a hold of that. Get a grasp of that. That's where the secret sauce is. That's where the magic's at. I believe, and we're gonna find out, because I'm gonna keep giving it a go. So anyhow, thanks for watching. I'm the 12-step trader. Stay sober, stay trading.